Wait, come back. There, you found me. It's Mitch's Fake Radio. Wow. Hi there. Episode 10. Check it out. Can you believe I've done this 10 times? That is just completely bizarre. But I'm glad to be back. My name is Mitch Gill, and this is Mitch's Fake Radio, my podcast. You would have to know that because you had to use your clicker to get here. There's no way you just have, your wife left the radio on and left it tuned into Mitch's Fake Radio. So there's like no chances of that. It's all your fault. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the reason that you're here. So for episode 10, we have lots of fun stuff coming up. I'm going to be doing my second interview ever. That's going to be fun. Bernie Comstein is back again. We're going to talk to him. He's got a new venture. I'll also be talking about my comedy show that's coming up on April 19th. And what else have we got going on? I'm also going to learn about the super moon. That should be fun. I don't know really anything about it. Also, a brand new Audio Cops. That's coming up in a little while. And I wanted to talk about the latest book I'm reading. I'm on my 13th book since July 27th. That's a lot of books, especially for an older, very dim-witted man. That's a lot of books because but I think eventually, potentially, I could be getting smarter on account of the reading, right? Because reading smart, isn't it? It is good for your head and your brain. And so I'm going to possibly be gaining knowledge as I go on reading my books. My latest book that I'm reading is called The Best Land Under Heaven by Michael Wallace. And he's like a historical writer. So he writes books of history. And this one is on the Donner Party. It's the Donner Reed Party that ventured from Illinois to California back in 1846. And I've asked most of the people I know if they know about it. Everybody says, yeah, it sounds familiar. And then occasionally someone will say, did somebody eat somebody? And it's like, yeah. I'm not that far into the book, though. I think I'm about a third of the way in because I'm reading on my old iPhone, and I've got the Libby app that's hooked through the library. Very cool. So I've put the book in my phone, and I've swelled up the font to Richard Nixon size. If you ever saw the teleprompters for Richard Nixon, it looked like a 3-year-old wrote them, just giant letters. And so the book says that there's 3,400 pages on my phone, and I've read over 1,000. So I'm a third of the way through, basically. And it's a fascinating read. Did you know that the Donners and the Reeds, more actually as the Reed family, was friends with Abraham Lincoln? And they actually lobbied hard for him to come with them and venture to California, to new land, and get free land for people that have been in the military. And he says, I really can't do it because my political career would suffer if I left Illinois at this time, because he was a senator. And so he didn't go. But I was just thinking, would that be weird if somebody ate part of Abraham Lincoln? I mean, the whole, Emancipation Proclamation, examination, amputation. Abe's very tender. Okay. So anyhow, I'm really glad that Abe didn't go with the Donner Reed Party. I'm glad he stayed back in Illinois because things are better because Abe stayed and didn't go on that trip. But so anyhow, I'll probably talk about it next month about more of the book, but I'm not too, but they're about 400 miles into the trip right now in the book. And they're not to the Sierras in Nevada where they get trapped. That was pretty harsh. So I'll hear more about that stuff as time goes on. So, but that's what's going on. So if you want to, go online and check out the Donner read party book that's called The Best Land Under Heaven, and read an excerpt from that. You will find it very interesting. It's written by Michael Wallace. Other big excitement last night, I rode my bicycle for the first time on my paper route since early January, and it was awesome. It was awesome. And luckily, I ate a banana before I left. No, I didn't realize I was doing something good, but my friend Loretta, she said if you eat bananas before you exercise, there's less chance of cramping. Did you know that? Yeah, I guess because of the potassium. So I did. I had a hearty handful of walnuts and a banana, and I ate that and a whole package of bacon. And then I set out on my bike route. Worked out really good. So I ate a whole package of bacon yesterday, and then I ate a whole slab of ribs on Saturday. I shared the ribs with Tony, and he is motioning to me that they were very good. Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad you liked them because I like to share with Tony because he's very nice to me. So that's pretty cool. It was a good paper route. I got through it. Enjoyed it. No gloves, no earmuffs. That's right. I was prompting spring the whole time, for sure. I know we have the weather forecast coming up very shortly, so I'm going to try to be ready for that, as ready as I can. I have my forecast. I'm ready to go with that. I also want to talk about the Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival that's coming up, and the Ann Arbor Film Festival, which starts tomorrow and goes through the 31st this Sunday. And I want to go to that next year. I'm going to burn some vacation time and go, because they have this is the 57th annual film festival in Ann Arbor. So yeah, and they really push their filmmakers that participate to really go the nth degree to do different things with film. So I want to do that, and that's all. That's Ann Arbor. They do different things with coffee, with everything there. I love Ann Arbor. It's very artsy. I actually take a trip there once a summer, and I go and I ride my bike. Yep. Just a couple of days. I stay in a hotel down there, just ride my bike, just like a towny vagrant. Yeah. But I do have ID and some, oh God.
On Mitch's Fake Radio, we do weather on the 8th. That means 8 minutes after every hour, we do the weather. Here's Mitch and the weather.
Let's see. It's 34 degrees right now. Tonight it's going to be clear. Overnight low 25. Winds light and variable. Tomorrow mostly sunny. High 41. The winds also light and variable. And on
Tuesday, for the latest up-to-the-minute forecast, listen to Mitch's Fake Radio. 8 minutes after every hour for the latest forecast with Mitch on Mitch's Fake Radio, right here on Strange Friends Media.
One of these days, I'm going to get the whole forecast into that donut. Damn it. And what was I talking about? I was talking about Ann Arbor. That's right. I will be going to Ann Arbor on the 28th of April for the Michigan's Ann Arbor Saline Classic Bike Show and Swap Meet. It's the 39th annual. It's on the fairgrounds in Saline, and it's enormous. There's 10,000 bicycles there. It's an entire day of bicycle boredom that would just drive you to the brink of, I don't know. But I stayed the whole day last year. I really enjoyed it. I stayed in an Airbnb. Was I doing this at that time? I wasn't. Did I talk about it? I might have talked about it. Talked about staying at that Airbnb. That was really cool. I can't wait. I'm going to go again this year. I don't know. I'm not going to take any bikes to sell, because I took 2 bikes last year. Didn't sell either of them. Cost me $10 to try to sell them. And then I had to haul them back. Now I'm still got them and I'm tripping over them. It's just awful. But that's a great bike show. If you're a bike geek, April 28th, Michigan's Ann Arbor Saline Classic Bike Show and Swap Meet on the fairgrounds in Ann Arbor. It's $5 to get in. You see just thousands of bicycles. And there is a possibility I could buy a classic Schwinn Racer, probably in blue or maybe black. I will need full fenders and I would like a high set of handlebars. But if I don't get those, then I have a set at home I can put on it. Then I would be reverting right back to my childhood because I'm doing the whole Benjamin Button thing. I'm just weeks away from wearing a brief. Okay. So get that bike, I'll be closer and closer. And I can't wait to do that. So I'm pretty excited about that. On the way, we have the interview coming up. That's going to be fun. So that's coming up. I guess I'll go ahead and tell you about my comedy show. I could talk about some comedy shows I've done and have really enjoyed. I'm really enjoying that Solid State Live at the Pix down in Lapeer. That's great. That's coming up, I think, the 12th of April. I will confirm that date. I'm still really enjoying that. That's coming back next season. That'll start in September again. That's going to be a blast. Also, my show is April 19th at the Brentwood. I've got some really fun comics coming up on this one. We've got Brett Hayden. He is my feature for the night. Also, Ricardo Williams Winston and Timothy Lockey. He's going to be there. And my feature is Kevin Zioli. Kevin is fantastic. He's a very, very funny Michigan comic. All these guys are from Michigan. And I like to support Michigan comedians. It's fun that way. So if you can come out to the Brentwood, tickets are $15. A portion of the proceeds going to Food Bank of Eastern Michigan. Pretty nice, right? You know, they feed 6 meals for $1. Isn't that amazing? That's you know what that is? That's very good shopping and planning. And so they're feeding a lot of people there. We're also going to have a 50-50 raffle that night. So get out to the Brentwood on April 19th to see some great live stand-up comedy. And my picture on this poster is particularly zany, isn't it? You guys like that? Isn't that weird looking? Yeah, it's in my basement. I just took that picture. I thought, wow, that looks a little bit crazy. I kind of like it. So that's going to be a great show. So I've got an interview. This is so exciting. My second interview ever on Mitch's Fake Radio. This is with Bernie Comstein. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and roll this. Go ahead and hit it. All right, here we go with my second interview ever, other than talking to my cat Balls. We're going to talk to Mr. Bernie Comstein. And actually, he was my first interview back in June of 2018. We talked to him. No, actually, it wasn't June. I think we should just probably start over. Tony, what the fuck are you doing? I told you to play it from that one. Why are you pouting? Put your big bottom lip back in. Suck it up, Buttercup, and play it from where I told you to. Shh. No talking, Tony. Just play it. All right. Welcome back to Mitch's Fake Radio. And it's pretty exciting around here. I get to do my second interview ever. Most interviews are with my cat Balls, but occasionally I do get a real person. And we talked to a guy back in October. Well, he's back again. It's Mr. Bernie Comstein. He's going to be back to talk about a new podcast he's got on. So I'd like you to welcome Mr. Bernie Comstein to Mitch's Fake Radio.
It's Comstein.
Comstein. That's right.
It's Jewish.
Okay. Well, welcome back, Bernie. So now you have a podcast. What happened to your organization, the Association for the Preservation of American Values? You were the founder of that, the spokesperson. What happened to that?
Well, Barry.
It's Mitch.
Sorry about that, Ryan. Turns out it ran its course. You know, it turns out people are not that interested in preserving their American values.
Yeah, no kidding. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, you know it is. Membership was low, so I just had to move on.
Well, what was it? $29.99 to be a member?
Yeah, that's all. Just $29.99. I only had 2 members. It was just me and my mom.
Your mom? What, do you still live at home?
Yeah, I got a studio right in my bedroom. I can do my podcast right from my bed.
So you live with your mom?
Yeah, she's great. Ever since she got out of prison, she's completely rehabilitated. What a wonderful woman.
No kidding. What'd she go up for?
It was a period scheme. I guess she only did it once a month.
Do you mean pyramid scheme?
Yeah, pyramid, whatever. She fucked up and got busted.
Well, I'm glad you got your mom back.
Yeah, she's a real keeper. Bernie, your dinner's ready. Ma, I'm on a podcast over here. Back on. You snacking?
Bernie, okay, you want to talk about the podcast?
Oh yeah. It's Phoning It In with Bernie Cumstain. What do you want to know about it, Ben?
It's Mitch.
Yeah, right.
Tell me about the podcast. How does it work?
Well, I do the entire thing over the phone. I do absolutely no preparation at all. I don't have any guests, and I just talk about whatever I want. And I only talk about people that I think would be cool to have on this show.
This sounds very familiar to me.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, because I came up with this whole idea all by myself.
But listen, Bernie, are we friends on Facebook?
Yeah, I don't think so. You still driving that van, huh? You still riding your little bicycle? Use your paper. You still doing that stuff?
Yeah, actually, I do still have my Chrysler Town and Country, and I do ride my bike and have my paper out.
Yeah, well, if you're still doing that shit, we're definitely not friends on Facebook, okay?
Well, my producer handed me a post that I did back in March of 2017.
Oh, yeah.
Can I read it for you?
Sure, go ahead.
Good. Here it is. This is a total quote. Thinking about producing my own podcast. Here's my latest idea. The entire podcast would be done over the phone.
You don't say.
I do no show prep.
Yeah, good idea.
I talk about whatever I want.
Genius.
No guests. I only mention people that would be fun to have on the podcast.
That's pretty smart.
It would be called Phoning It In with Mitch Gill. Does this sound familiar, Bernie?
Well, yeah, it sounds a little bit familiar, but let me tell you something here, Mitch. I came up with this idea when I was in 11th grade in 1982, okay?
Seriously?
There was only a mere hint of an idea, maybe a internet someday, but I was thinking, I'm going to have a podcast. I'm going to phone it in on the phone. Using a payphone, it cost a lot of quarters back then.
Really?
I mean, I would have like a couple of rolls, okay? But that's what I was going to do back in 1982, so I'm way before you with this whole idea. Phoning it in with Bernie Cumstain.
Come on, Bernie.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
You ripped off my idea. Let's be serious here.
No, I did not. I swear I didn't.
Okay, then when does your podcast air, Bernie?
Well, it airs the last Monday of every month at 8 p.m.
All right, hold the phone there, Bernie, because that's when my podcast airs at 8 p.m. the last Monday of every month.
Well, maybe you ought to think about getting a different time for your podcast.
Oh, come on, I've been doing this for almost a year, Bernie. I was here first.
Tough titties, my friend. Out with the old, in with the new.
This interview is bullshit.
I can smell mac and cheese from Kool-Aid right now. I gotta go. Nice to talk to you, Steve.
Okay, well, there's my second interview in the books with the podcast thief, Bernie Cumstain. Great. Yep, it's another podcast on the internet. But this one's different. This one's got a former radio broadcast announcer, current wedding DJ, and comedian Mitch Gill. No other podcast has that. No other podcast. Oh, dude, that sounded cool. You're back with Mitch Gill on Mitch's Fake Radio. It's good to hear from good old Bernie Cumstain, wasn't it? Hey, that guy's a character, I'm telling you. That was fun. Hey, I got some listeners. I can't believe it. Two of my best pals, Craig Center from Black Tie Productions in Flint. They offer DJs and photo booths and uplighting and all kind. I don't know if they do bartending and videography. Just go to blacktieproductions.com and check them out. But fantastic company. I think they're the #1 entertainment company in Michigan. 2 or 3 years running, maybe even more than that. He's probably going to correct me on everything I'm saying. But I love Craig. He's awesome. And Craig, while I've got your ear, April 19th, put that in your Franklin Day Planner and make sure you come up to Caro for my next comedy show of Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. Go ahead, get a pencil. Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club, April 19th. There you go. At the Brentwood. Yes, please bring a friend, Craig. I'd love to have you up there. So thanks a lot for listening, buddy. And I also want to say hi to Linda down in Texas. Yeah, Linda's my ex-girlfriend from like almost 30 years ago. Isn't that crazy? That is so wild. She's awesome. So we became friends again on the internet. Yeah. And my son, speaking of Linda, my son is going to go into the Navy at the end of April, and he's going to be training in Texas. And I might just go down there to Texas to visit him and visit Linda. How cool would that be? I mean, then I'd have a free place to stay. Maybe not. Okay. So no, I'm just messing with you, Linda. I mean, if you had like a couch, or, yeah, that really got uncomfortable. Okay, so, hey, this is cool. I actually did clean my refrigerator. Speaking of Linda, after I got divorced, I did clean the refrigerator some 22 months after the divorce. I cleaned the fridge, and I got rid of a lot of condiments in the door to the refrigerator. There was biscuits that exploded. Did we play those sound bites? Yeah, the biscuits exploded when I got those out of the fridge. There was sweet and spicy mustard. There was liquid aminos. It's like a natural form of soy sauce. It's made by Bargs. It's good stuff. It's very good, actually. There was old Lowry's zesty spicy sauce. There was some tomato paste in a giant toothpaste type thing. Several different bouillons. There was minced garlic, an empty jar of applesauce, some chipotle mustard, A1. There was also some Louisiana hot sauce. There was ginger juice, not to be confused with gin and juice, because I quit drinking. Okay. There was also brown mustard and Miracle Whip that was as brown as the mustard, believe it or not. So I got all that stuff out and I dumped everything out. And then I poured that into the shrubbery. And then I recycled all of those bottles because I like to recycle. I think it's very important and we should all do that as much as possible. So I've been to Goodwill lately and I really made out pretty good. I bought these green pants, and this is an audio only podcast, but I could probably rub them. They're kind of like windbreaker material, and the legs zip off, which is really cool because then they turn into shorts. And my friend Loretta said that they are super white guy pants because if I unzip the knees halfway and then I can pull them down, then you could see my brutally white legs. And she said, so those are white knees shorts. And I said, well, what about my nephew? He's white too. Get it? Niece and nephew. So anyhow, I really like these pants. These are great. They were only just a couple of bucks. But the thing about it is they had this nylon belt, and I didn't like it. So I put my click belt in it. I pulled it out and fed the click belt in. And the click belt I found on the internet, for like as seen on TV, and you just feed the belt in, and then you click it, and it's clicked. Look at that. Doesn't it look nice? And then it's just one quick pull, boom, and it's off. My pants can be around my ankles in seconds. Yeah. So these are great pants with this click belt. Sometimes I feed the belt through the wrong spot and it gets jammed up. And there we go. Boy, you can really tighten that thing down. I did it a couple times, made my eyes bug out. It's a little bit too tight. So anyhow, there's a lot of preparation goes into this show, but the planning doesn't always go quite as good as it could. I know that we have an audio cops coming. And we also had an opportunity where I got to do some dog sitting. Is that what we've got? Right. Okay. We did some dog sitting. That was fun. So I've got a little bit of audio from that. I could probably talk over that while it's playing. Go ahead and hit that. See if you can hear these dogs. This was in bed right next to me. One dog is licking the other dog's face and ears, while the one dog is just laying there snoring. Let's listen. You'd never know in a million years that I was jerking off during this, would you? No, I wasn't. I did it just before. No, I didn't do that. I'm like, come on, you guys. This goes on. I had to pick up a lot of shit outside because the homeowner, you could pause that for a second. The homeowner did not pick up for quite a while because it was winter. So she was out of town. So I said, I'll try to pick up some of that dog poop. And she said, oh, that would be great. And then I said, is there going to be some shit pickup hazard pay involved? And she laughed, and we had a good laugh about it. About 5 minutes later, I said, I'm serious. I'm going to need extra money to pick that shit up. And she did. She paid me handsomely. I'm like, awesome. In fact, after she paid me back, I came back the next day. I gave her a bonus pickup. It's because that's the kind of guy I am, you know, and I did very well with those. So let's resume yeah. They're actually really good dogs. They were good dogs. They were a lot of fun. So we're going to take another quick break here. I'm back in a minute.
Coming to theaters this Christmas from the director of the smash hit films Woof Woof and Where's Your Ball comes the tale of Mickey, who thought he was picking up the easy side job of dog sitting.
Hey, calm down now.
3 Boston Terriers. But Mickey soon found out he bit off more than he can chew.
Oh, no, not the footsteps. I can't handle the footsteps. They're driving me bonkers. Hasn't this homeowner ever heard of carpet?
Sometimes they're good dogs.
Listen to that. Silence. Oh, come on, not the bone chewing. Come on, stop it. Stop it.
This dog sitting job was no walk in the park.
Now I just need a little quiet so I can read my book. Oh, no, not the licking. Stop with the licking already. Yes, get out of my mouth.
Maybe the dogs and Mickey just need a little sleep.
Yeah, peace of quiet. If I can get a little bit of sleep here. Oh, no, you're snoring too? It's like sleeping with the Three Stooges.
But Mickey figures if you can't beat them, join them.
You like that? Now, let me get in your ear. Oh, there's more to where that came from.
Don't miss 3 Dogs, 1 Dope in theaters this Christmas. The whole family will eat this movie up. You'll learn why dog is man's best friend. 3 Dogs, 1 Dope. Rated G.
You're listening to Barely Supported Mitch's Fake Radio on Strange Friends Media. Barely supported because you haven't done a damn thing to help. Now, back to Mitch's Fake Radio. Isn't that special? Oh, that's fun. I would be open to dog sitting. They have to be very good dogs because I'm not into big slobbery. These are small ones, and they try to make out with me, but I keep them at an arm's length. I just stiff arm them and keep them away. But other than that, they're very good dogs to dog sit. So that's always fun. Hey, got to say hi to Shelby. Thanks a lot for listening. Says loves listening to this show. Thank you. That's awesome. And Adam, he's also listening. He says, awesome show. That's really nice. And then Linda said about the room to stay in that if not free, then really cheap. So she would charge me some. Would probably do that. I'd probably cook for you. I'm a very good cook. In fact, we've got Mitch's Kitchen coming up here in a little while. So stay tuned for that. Also, Audio Cops is coming up in just a few minutes. So, did I tell you about that dream I had? I had a dream. This was right after I saw the Freddie Mercury Queen movie. I had a dream that Freddie Mercury was a midget, a dwarf in the movie. And it was actually Rami Malek. He was a midget in the movie. My mind made him a midget as the starring lead in the role. Very believable. Very good. So he had big shoes to fill. Like really big shoes to fill being a dwarf. But okay. All right. So that went really well. So I think we probably should just probably go to, can we go to Mitch's Kitchen? Would that be okay? Can we do that? I'm talking to my my producer Tony, and he's going to cue up Mitch's Kitchen. This is a short one. I was told by a very good friend that Mitch's Kitchen is too long. So, and I'm open to fixing that. So this is the dessert one. Or dessert. Yeah, I think that was it. That dessert. There we go. A lot of clicking involved. Back when I was in radio, when I was in real radio, it was all slide pots and cartridges. All we had, you just this giant board with slide pots. Or actually, one radio station, Rock 98 in Myrtle Beach. That's where Linda used to listen to me. I had knobs. That board was super old. It was like, Buck. Who is it? Who's that? That space guy, Buck Rogers. That was the control board. It looked just like that. It was crazy. All right, so this is a special dessert. I think you'll probably enjoy it. Let's do it and enjoy some Mitch's Kitchen and enjoy a nice special dessert for yourself. Go ahead, get a pencil. All right, we're going to do an extra little bonus Mitch's Kitchen. You know why? Because you're good listeners and you deserve it. And it's a dessert. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to grab my giant piece of parchment paper out of the cupboard. I like to buy the big packages of parchment paper at Gordon's Food Service. Then I tear the pieces in half so they fit in my cookie sheets. And then I'm just going to take a little chunk of this one because I only need part of it. Parchment paper is the best. Get parchment paper. You'll love it. I'm going to take my banana off of the hook I have that I installed in the bottom of my kitchen cupboard here. The above cabinets, I put an S hook on there on a little eye screw, and I hang my bananas there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this banana right down the middle long ways. So there's in big two pieces. Now I'm going to cut it long ways again. So it's kind of quartered in the length. Then I'm going to cut it into small chunks. This is one banana. Just cutting this up for right now, and it's going on this parchment paper. And I'm going to throw it onto the parchment paper, and then it's going into the freezer to freeze. And in a few hours, I'll come back and we'll finish it. So that's basically as simple as this is. And I'm going to pull this right onto a box of pizza that I bought for my son. And slide this into the freezer. Now, the reason why I put the banana on the parchment paper is because it will freeze to a bowl like ice, and it's very difficult to get loose. So if you put it on parchment paper, it comes right off. All right, catch you in a while and we'll finish it up. All right, here's the second half of the dessert I said that I would whip up for you. I'm going to grab a couple of things here. Earlier, I put the banana cut up on some parchment paper and then put that into the freezer. I slid it on top of a piece of pizza box, actually, for my son. So I'm grabbing that out of the cupboard, getting myself a bowl here. And I think just for the fun of it, I'm going to go ahead and grab this. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing it because I have them. What we've got here is we have some walnut pieces. I like to buy the pieces that are a little cheaper than whole walnuts. I'm going to grab a pretty good sized handful of those, throw them in a bowl. And I'm going to grab, this is pretty cool. This is Good and Smart High Energy Trail Mix that I get at Dollar General. I get a big fat bag, a 10-ounce bag of this stuff for like $2.75. It's a heck of a deal. It's got raisins, almonds, walnuts, and cranberries in it. And I'm just giving this a quick chop to kind of reduce them a little bit in size. And that's it. Yeah, pretty decent handful of those too. You don't even have to do the trail mix if you don't want to. The nuts are plenty. The walnuts are plenty. If you have a couple different kinds of nuts, go for it. And then I have some frozen blueberries. You can buy them frozen from the grocery store, or you could do like me and go out to the blueberry farm right here in Caro and pick them yourselves in the summer. And it's awesome. Now I'm putting the banana in. It's absolutely falling off of the parchment paper. That's perfect. I'm going to grab my Smithfield yogurt. I go ahead and I buy organic, Smithfield organic vanilla whole milk yogurt. And every time I open it, oh God, I'm sorry. There's my shitty cupboards again. Every time I open it, I always drain off the whey that's gathered on top of the yogurt. Now I'm going to get about a handful of yogurt. But I did use a utensil. I don't want you to think I dug into the yogurt with my hand. Of course, I could have, and that might have been enjoyable. It might even have been potentially erotic. But I didn't do that. And then I'm shaking some cinnamon on top of that. And there's Balls. He wants to go outside. Bye, Balls. So that's that. And this actually turned into a pretty good-sized bowl of dessert for me. This could actually be for two people. And I'm stirring this up. And what we've got here is we have frozen banana and frozen blueberries, yogurt, nuts, trail mix, and some cinnamon. And it's almost going to be like an ice cream because the frozen fruit there really affects that yogurt pretty good. And it turns into a big frozen stiff mess. Yeah, I said frozen stiff mess. That's pretty crazy. Crazy shit. All right, so if this doesn't have enough flavor for you, you could add a spoonful of jelly maybe or something like that. But I'm going to take a bite of it. That's delicious. Not too sweet. Got some crunch to it. Cold and delicious. A nice dessert. That's just for you. You know why? Because you're special. Thanks for listening to Mitch's Kitchen, Part 2. A little extra added fun for you. I'm going to go watch Netflix and chill single-handedly and eat this.
This segment of Mitch's Fake Radio is brought to you by Mitch's Kitchen.
In every trip to Mitch's kitchen, you'll hear Mitch as he walks you through the preparation of his own recipes of healthy, delicious dishes that can be made in minutes with inexpensive ingredients and minimal experience. Mitch's kitchen has great food ideas for the mom on the go or the single guy that lives alone and only has to cook for himself because everybody else left and moved out. But that's okay, because that means more leftovers for him. No need to make this personal, because Mitch will keep cooking for everyone else on the internet. Catch Mitch's Kitchen as it airs randomly during Mitch's Fake Radio. So the only way you can hear it is to listen to every single episode of Mitch's Fake Radio in its entirety. Fast forwarding is discouraged. Mitch's Kitchen, proud sponsor of Mitch's Fake Radio. I'm actually going to make a dessert very similar to that tonight. In fact, I put one banana in the refrigerator to start it at chilling. And I've got some grapes in there and I have some kiwi. So I'm going to cut all that stuff up and put it in a bowl and put it in the freezer to get kind of frozen. That's so good. It's like, and then you mash all that shit together. It's like Cold Stone Creamery on a budget. Cha-ching. I love that stuff. It's awesome. So let's see. Wednesday night, I was walking back from the post office. I had to put my mortgage payment in the mail because, I have a lot of stamps. So anyhow, I was walking back. I see this guy in the yard, and I look up at him, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
I was just using my telescope to look at the super moon.
What do you mean super moon? What the hell's that?
You don't know what a super moon is?
No.
It's when the moon comes super close to Earth. And you can see it sometimes 20 times brighter than you would on any other night.
Really?
It's really special, the super moon.
Huh.
There was one on January 21st and February 19th, and there's one tonight. Just so happens on the spring equinox. And that was just happenstance. It just sort of happened.
Super moon? That's weird.
Oh, yeah, it's very special. Did you know people that live in tidal areas, they can experience a really big tide? Have you ever experienced a super swollen tide?
Yeah, actually, I did back in 1990 in South Carolina. Fucked up the whole beach.
This sounds awful. It just sounds terrible. Do you want to take a look at the super moon through my telescope?
Yeah, I guess so. Why is your telescope so low? It's on a tripod. You can extend it up probably 6 feet. Why is it so low? It's all bent over.
It's because I like it to be sturdy. It's not so jiggly. Just have to come over here and bend over. Just go ahead and bend over.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. That is amazing. Man, you could see in all those crevices. I like crevices.
Hey, what'd you bump into me for?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch Pokemon. Pokemon Go.
Wait a minute. You're catching Pokemon Go on my street?
Yes, this is a very active area for Pokemon Go. Did you know that?
Yeah, actually, I did know that.
Say, do you want to buy some pot?
Wait a minute. You're selling pot and catching Pokemon Go and looking at the super moon on my street?
Yeah, was just taking a look at the moon here and just had some. Do you want to buy some?
Well, I was thinking about making some gluten-free brownies. Pop brownie. Yeah, I'll take some. How much is it?
It's $40.
Okay. Here.
Thank you very much. Do you want to take one more look at the super moon?
No. Okay. Wow, that is amazing.
Say, keep looking. Maybe you see an American flag that Norm Armstrong left up there.
It's Neil.
I like kneeling. I mean, Neil, that's a much better name.
All right. I think that's it. I think it's time you pack your shit up and get off my lawn.
This is your lawn? This is very nice. It's very cozy. This is a cozy yard. You've got a great view of the moon from here. This is very nice.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, that's fine. Why don't you get your telescope and your Pokemon Go and your pot, go put it in your car. What is that? Is that a Nissan Leaf? That thing's electric, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's my Leaf. I love my Leaf.
Okay, fine. That's great. Why don't you get in your Leaf and leave? All right. Yeah, it's time for you to leave.
Well, that was just kind of funny. You just made a little joke there. It's time for me to leave.
It sure is. Now get the fuck out of here. The super moon. I know all about it now. I didn't know that. It's pretty interesting. Actually, there's another one. That guy told me as he drove away in his Leaf that the next supermoon is September 28th. That's when it will be closest to the Earth, and that's the main night of the Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival. The night that I vowed not to do a wedding, to DJ a wedding, but guess what? I am. A past customer called me and booked me for September 28th and December, 29th or something. 2 weddings. So it's kind of hard to turn that down. But so I'm going to have that hanging over me for the next 6 months that I screwed up my whole weekend that I usually take on. So, hey, Solid State Live at the Picks coming up on the 12th of April. That's going to be comedian David Welfare and Brother Stone will be performing. And they are a fantastic band. So come check out that free show, free live entertainment at the Pix Theater in Lapeer, 7 p.m. Please check that out. As promised, a brand new Audio Cops. I don't think we have much time to screw around here. We got to get this going. So let's check out a new episode of Audio Cops just for you on Mitch's Fake Radio.
Now put your hands on the steering wheel where I could see them.
Yeah, wait a minute, man. I didn't do nothing wrong, man.
I'm just doing my job, sir.
And you're a stupid cop, man.
Audio Cops is recorded on location as it happens. All suspects are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Actually, joining me near the end of my shift today, wrapping up 4 12-hour shifts this week. Coming into a nice 3-day stretch off for me. I could use it. I'm pretty tired. I'm actually getting out early tonight so I can go to the library and enjoy a little seminar on demonstration on how to perform foot massages to the elderly. So it takes a fair amount of manual dexterity and care to massage around those 60-year-old bunions, reach those nerve endings. It's going to come in pretty handy for my visit with my new friend, Aunt Keisha, later tonight. She does love my foot massages. My goodness. Shift has been pretty uneventful up to this point. Got a looks like about a 1969 Volkswagen microbus that just pulled out in front of me. Looks like he's got a tail light on his left side there, driver's side of the vehicle. I'm gonna pull this guy over and see if there's anything else going on, and maybe just write him a citation for the tail light. All right, here, pulled over here. Let's see what's going on with this. Yeah. Oh my God, what is that? What is that smell?
Oh, man, it's my new vape, man. That's Brussels sprout pork gravy flavored, man. It's the best, man. You want to pull? You want to pull off of this, man?
No, I do not want to pull off of your Brussels sprout pork gravy flavored vape. That's disgusting. I'm going to need to see your license, registration, proof of insurance.
Here you go, man. Man, what's the deal, man? What do you want that for, man?
You got a tail light out back here at the back of your microbus.
Man, there's a light on my tail, man. Is it shiny, man? Is it shiny?
Oh, I said it's out. It's not even working. I'm going to go back to my squad car and run a check on your information here. Please don't leave. Stay seated. Keep your hands on the wheel.
All right, man.
I'm going to run this plate here. 2 out of 13 to base, over.
Base 2 out of 13, go ahead.
Need to run a plate here. Adam Robert Victor Michael 7904. That's Adam Robert Victor Michael 7904.
Adam Robert Victor Michael 7904, stand by. 2 out of 13, this is base Adam Robert Victor Michael 7904. That vehicle is not roadworthy. It did not pass inspection. The registration is outdated. The owner of the vehicle, Dave Hasselhoff, has no warrants. Proceed with caution. Over.
All right, Mr. Hoffman, please step out of the vehicle.
No, man, it's Hoff. It's just Hoff, man. There's no man after Hoff. It's just Hoff, man.
All right, please, Hoffman, get out of the vehicle.
No, there's no Hoff. There's no man after Hoff, man. This is stupid, man.
Sir, it looks like you've got several violations here. You've got a headlamp out and a taillight.
Man, there's a lamp on my head. I didn't even feel that, man. Is it a cool lamp? I didn't even notice.
No, sir, you've got a headlamp out on the vehicle. Your insurance is outdated and your registration is also outdated. We're going to have to write you some citations here.
Oh, man, how much is that going to cost me, man?
It's probably going to be a couple of $100, sir.
Man, really? Hey, man, do you like chicken?
Yes, I love chicken. It's the #1 white meat. It's low in fat and easy to prepare. It's a wonderful food, especially free range. I really like free range chicken.
Man, because check this out, man. This dude owed me some money, and he didn't have money, but he had some chickens. So he gave me some chickens, man. And I was just thinking maybe I could just give you some chickens. I got them right here in the microbus. And, you could take the chickens and maybe you just take the chickens and maybe not write me that ticket, man. What do you think of that?
But I don't know how many chickens are you talking about here?
Let me see. I got about 8 chickens here. I could give you 8 chickens. That'd be pretty good, wouldn't it, man?
Well, let's see. 8 divided by 200. It's a pretty expensive chickens, but I suppose I could probably take the chicken.
Hey, man. Yeah, I got them right here in my microbus, man. Check this out. They're right here, man. Look at that. Some of them have already recently deceased, man, which will make them easier to peel.
You don't peel a chicken, you pluck it.
That sounds personal, man. I don't know what you're gonna do with it. I don't care what you do with it, man. But you could just have the chickens. Can I put them right in your right in your squad car trunk, man? Can I do that?
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose you could probably put them in there, and I could just get them out right after my shift. It's ending pretty soon.
Hey, man, I'm gonna put them right in here. Here we go. There you go. Get all these chickens in here, man. Oh, this is gonna be great. You're gonna be eating like a king, man. I'm gonna hook you up, man. Right there you go. There, man. Hey, listen, dude. Thanks a lot, man. You have a good day, okay, man?
No, sir. Please get that taillight and headlamp repaired and get your vehicle registered.
Yeah, man. I'm going to put my lamp back on my head right now, man. Later, dude.
Nothing to report on this vehicle. It checks out, so it's going to wrap up my shift for the night.
So you're off for 3 days, huh?
Roger that.
Well, if you're happy to get bored or something, give me a call.
Roger that. I guess I could do that.
Well, I was just wondering about those wonderful foot rub you gave me. It's been on my mind for a few days now.
10-4, I'll keep that in mind. If I happen to find some spare time, I might give you a call.
That would be very nice if you'd do that. It was just wonderful.
Roger that. You have a good night. Over.
You too.
I talked to my shift commander, and I asked him if I could just head out right after, as soon as my time is up here, so I'm not late to the library. And he told me that would be fine, so I should be back to the station here in a minute. And here we are. There's my vehicle. Just pull right up here. I'm going to be in this squad car for about 3 more days. It'll be just, it's going to be it. Well, there we go. I am off to the library.
Audio Cops was recorded live with the officers of law enforcement.
Hey, get ready.
Listen for future episodes of Audio Cops.
Man, I love Audio Cops. That's such a great show. Now I know why the one on TV's been on there for like 20 years. I love that show. Hey, I want to say hi to Toden, who just became a listener through the Michigan Podcasters Unite. Tony did a post on there letting people know that this podcast was happening. So thanks for tuning in, Toden. Also want to say hi to Sasha, probably my first best listener ever. She's awesome. Thank you. Hello, Sasha. And I also want to go back to Linda. Linda, actually, she was talking about maybe I was hinting towards maybe staying at her house, and we thought that was a wink wink on the little emoji, but it wasn't. It was just a smiley face. So I thought, ooh, wink wink. Ow. Guess not. Okay. Anyhow, geez, we're winding down here. It's getting pretty darn close. Only a couple of minutes left. I don't even know what else we have. Oh God.
On Mitch's Fake Radio, we do weather on the 8th. That means 8 minutes after every hour, we do the weather. Here's Mitch and the weather.
All right, here's your forecast. It's going to be clear tonight. Overnight low around 25. Winds variably and light. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with high around 41. And for Tuesday
night. For the
night,
latest up-to-the-minute forecast, listen to Mitch's Fake Radio. 8 minutes after every hour for the latest forecast with Mitch on Mitch's Fake Radio, right here on Strange Friends Media.
Yeah, I guess it's just a work in progress, right? We'll just keep chipping away at that. Geez, my next show is coming up on, let's see what that date would be. It would be the 29th. It's going to be the day after the bike show in Ann Arbor. So I should have a bicycle story. Maybe I'll have a new bike. Maybe I'll ride my new bike here for the podcast. How exciting would that be? Please join me April 19th at the Brentwood for Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. Fantastic live stand-up comedy from great Michigan comedians. Kevin Zioli is my headliner. Brett Hayden is the feature. Timothy Lockey is also performing, and Ricardo Williams Winston, and Mitch Gill from Carroll, Michigan. He's also performing. And then also don't miss the show at the Solid State Live at the Pix, April 12th. Comedian David Welfare will be performing along with musical guest Brother Stone. That's a live free show at 7 p.m. Can you dig that? I can dig it. Looks like it's like 8:59. We have like 1 minute. I was so not ready for this podcast. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to talk about, but it worked out. I had a few things to talk about. We had some stuff to play, and it's like I have to come up with this stuff. I have to start from scratch. Everything will have to be created for next month. So I've got to start writing like tomorrow, right after Netflix tonight, because I'm going to treat myself. Watch it for the second time in a month, and do a little Netflix and chill single-handedly. All right. So this was fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Also, thanks to the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan for helping out on that show on April 19th. So thank you. And that's it. We're done. That's it. My name is Mitch Gill. Thank you so much for listening to Mitch's Fake Radio. I love you guys. Episode 10 is in the books. Cha-ching!